Hi, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is a reading to see how your absence is affecting the person on your mind and what they have been up to since you've been gone. So, your person is in the energy of the world in the reverse. This is some pretty heavy denial. They're in disbelief that you are not communicating with them, that you're not going to communicate with them. They're not taking this ending well. It looks like maybe you've had a history with this person of separating and coming back together, because in their mind this is a break, not a break up. They're looking at this as like there's gonna be a second chance. We just need to start fresh. This person seems to think that the two of you are like soulmates, or you are meant to be together. You're supposed to be together in this life, right? And so oddly enough, even if this person chooses other partners, they feel like all roads will lead back to you eventually. So there's a little bit of, delusion here if this is somebody that you don't want to deal with, or if this is somebody that's like off in a different connection, but for whatever reason, they're still thinking that you two will end up in each other's space again, right? This is just a pause is the way that they're looking at this. They're kind of in a weird place. Like they're doing a lot of the things that they used to do in the past that bring them comfort. It feels like they don't really want to start anything new. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not in a relationship or they don't end up being with other people. But what it means is like they have ideas about what they want to be one day, but it's almost like they don't want to be that for whoever they're with, or they don't want to look too good to other people, because in their mind it's like, I'm saving that for my air sign. Like, I am gonna get that good job, but I'm saving that for my air sign, or I am gonna get that degree, but not until, right? This is somebody that like they're weird. It's like sometimes they start doing something new, doing something that you wanted them to do, but then they very quickly like regress back to being exactly where they were when you left. So it's so strange because it's like this person is in two minds with this two of wands. It's like part of them feels like they should be doing all these things that they know that you would be happy about if they did them. And then another part of them is like, oh, I better stay where I am so that when my air sign comes back, they still recognize me. And what if I go off and do all this stuff and make myself really attractive and desirable, and then all of a sudden I end up with someone else and then I don't get back with my air sign? So it's kind of weird. Like if you're able to see this person or see what they have going on, you might be super confused, because sometimes it seems like they're like progressing in the right direction. And then sometimes it seems like they're regressing and going back to like the behavior that may have turned you off from them to begin with. It's almost like this person is punishing themselves too, is what's coming out. Since you've been gone, it feels like this person is, they keep going back to what's comfortable or what's familiar, and it's not serving them, right? But it's like the closest thing they have to you. Maybe there were things they were doing when they were with you that were detrimental to their health, and so you would think like if you leave them they would stop doing it. And they do think about it, or they'll go through spurts of like, oh, I'm not gonna drink ever again, and then they're sober for like 2 days and then they drink. But like what's weird is they keep trying to go back to things that the two of you did, or things they were doing when they knew you, because somehow they feel like that's like their way of being close to you, if that makes sense. Like if they change and they become this brand new version of themselves that maybe you always wanted them to be, they feel like they move so far away from who they were when they knew you, or like the space they were in, the memory of you, right? Because like if they don't recognize themselves anymore, they don't have that like checkpoint to go back to. Like it's almost like, if you had somebody that you like loved, right, and maybe they pass away, and you always used to go to this like specific park or something, so you always go back to that park because that's like how you remember them or where you remember being with them. And like, even though it would be better for you to move out of the state, even though the opportunities have dried up where you live, and you know that like if you just relocated, your whole life would be different. It's like, no, but the park is here. Like that's how I connect with this person's memory. Like I have to be near this park. You get what I'm saying? Like it's weird. I don't even know how to explain it outside of that. As far as what your person is doing, you got Justice in the reverse. So if they are in a relationship, it looks like they're sabotaging that at this time. There's an energy of them. They're putting themselves in really weird situations. For those of you, if you've ever seen like the Twilight Saga, I don't know if you remember when Bella was like doing weird shit because she was like hallucinating Edward, like, don't do it. And then she's like, I just want to see you, so I'm going to go do weird stuff so you come warn me. It's like that. Like this person is like putting themselves in risky situations. It's almost like they don't want to live without you, but they don't want to end it in case you come back. So they're just like punishing themselves and doing strange things, right? That I think if you were in this person's space, you would be upset at like the choices that they're making. But it's really because they feel concerned that you're not coming back, but it's like their way of punishing themselves for losing you to begin with. Okay, so kind of weird. Like if they're in a relationship, I feel like they're taking things out on their partner that really have nothing to do with that person, because they're not even in the relationship. Like they're still back here with you at the park, right? They haven't even caught up to 2023 yet. This person they're in a delay, like a huge time delay. I don't know if this is the kind of person that they fall in love after the person leaves or what, but it's like they haven't even caught up to the day we're in. They're still living so far in the past that it's almost like whoever they're with is just a witness to this person's self-destruction, but they're not like a key element in their life, right? They're not wanting to be in a relationship at this time. So if they are in a relationship, it's almost like they're punishing the person they're with because that person isn't you. Now, how your absence is affecting them, Two of Wands, we kind of talked about that, like how they are so on the fence about like, do I stay exactly the same? Do I change? Should I go after my air sign? Should I just stay the course? At this time, it's like they've been waiting and kind of hoping that you would come back after this ending, but they're seeing that that's not a thing. And so they're having a really hard time accepting that, is what this is looking like to me. It's like they're taking this really, really bad. It's like to them, they have no future. Their life is over. Yeah, you not being in their life was like the one thing that they were most afraid of, because it seems like no matter who walked out on them or who didn't love them or care about them, you were there. And so it's like this person is in disbelief that it seems like you're really gone, right? And so they go back and forth from like trying to soothe themselves to trying to punish themselves in this really weird way, right? What your person is hoping for is temperance. So they're feeling like this is the longest time, I guess, that you've been without speaking to them, is what this looks like to me. And they're really hoping for some sort of opportunity to come back into your space, right? This is somebody that wants to go back to creating with you. They want you to forgive them. They want you to put your lives together. So I don't know if you were like in a relationship with this person or if you were in a situationship with this person, what your relationship status was. But it's like they're really hoping that you can come together and build something stable. For those of you who are able to have children, they could be like daydreaming about having kids with you. Or, you know, if you're not at that point in your life, it could just be like, okay, I want to move in. I want to blend our lives together so that we're one. I want to get married, that kind of thing. So this is how your absence has been affecting the person on your mind. This is what they've been up to since you've been gone. I hope this was able to provide you with clarity, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.